I've spent most of my life convincing myself that what happened to me was just bad luck. 3 different places, 3 different times in my life, and 3 moments where I realized something wasn't just breaking into my homes, it was following me. I was 11 years old the first time. My parents trusted me to stay home alone overnight. We lived in a quiet suburban neighborhood where nothing ever happened. The kind of place where kids rode bikes until sunset and nobody locked their doors during the day. Every house looked the same. White fences, trim lawns, porch lights that clicked on automatically at dusk. My parents were going to a wedding out of town and wouldn't be back until the next morning. They left me frozen dinners, strict rules, and a house phone written on a sticky note, even though I already had it memorized. That night felt like freedom. I stayed up late watching TV, flipping between channels, enjoying the strange silence that only exists when adults aren't around. Around 10:30 p.m., I heard the doorbell. It startled me. Nobody ever rang our doorbell that late. I muted the TV and stood still, listening. The doorbell rang again, longer this time. I walked toward the front door and asked, "Hello?" A man's voice answered from the other side. "Hey, buddy, is your dad home?" Something about the way he said it made my stomach tighten. Not aggressive, not angry, just patient. I told him my parents were asleep. A lie, a bad one. There was a pause. Then he said, "That's okay. Can you open the door? I need to use a phone." I backed away without answering. The handle jiggled once, gently, like he was testing it. I ran to my bedroom and locked the door. From there, I heard him knock again. Soft, slow, like he knew I was listening. Eventually, it stopped. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, my parents found muddy footprints beneath the living room window. They said it was probably a drunk neighbor. I wanted to believe them. But deep down, I knew better. Years later, when I was 16, my family moved far away, out to a rural area surrounded by woods. No nearby houses, no street lights, no noise at night except wind and insects. The house was beautiful, but isolated. 2 floors, big windows, a wraparound porch that looked directly into the forest. The first few months were peaceful, until I started noticing small things. Footprints in the dirt behind the garage, the porch swing moving when there was no wind, and once a handprint on the outside of my bedroom window, too high for anyone standing on the ground. One night, my parents went away for the weekend and left me home alone again. I told myself I wasn't a scared kid anymore. At around 1 a.m., I heard something walking beneath my window. Slow, heavy, deliberate. I froze in bed, barely breathing. Then came the sound of fingernails scraping lightly across the glass. Not knocking, not banging, just dragging. I reached for my phone and called my mom. While we were talking, the sound stopped. She told me to lock myself in the bathroom and wait for the police. They arrived 40 minutes later. They found nothing. But that same night, after everyone left, I saw him, a figure standing just beyond the tree line, watching the house, not moving. By the time I was 20, I'd almost convinced myself it was all coincidence. Then came spring break. 6 of us rented a cabin deep in the mountains, cheap, remote, surrounded by forest. The owner warned us not to wander too far at night. We laughed it off. The first night was fine. Drinking, music, stories. The second night, someone knocked on the cabin door at 3:17 a.m. No one answered. The knocking moved to the windows. Tap, tap, tap. I pulled back the curtain and saw a man standing inches from the glass. Same posture, same stillness, same feeling of being studied. He smiled slowly. We barricaded the doors and waited until sunrise. In the morning, footprints circled the cabin. Bare footprints. Too many. Like he'd walked around again and again. We left immediately. The rental listing vanished a week later. Years passed. Different cities, different apartments, different lives. But every once in a while, I'd hear tapping on glass late at night. Always gentle, always patient. I finally understood something terrifying. It wasn't the places. It was me. Last night, I woke up at 2:41 a.m. My phone was lit up. A single notification. Someone is nearby. I live on the 5th floor. There's no balcony. But when I looked toward the window, there was condensation on the glass, and written slowly from the outside with a fingertip, "You still don't lock the windows."